Here with former world champion Dean Williams. So Dean, you're out here supporting Larry Holmes again. Talk about your relationship with Larry.
Well, my relationship with Larry goes way back to 1995. I came to Larry's one of his sparring partners, and he actually showed me how to throw the jab. Told me we'd spar with Larry, and he came out the ring and he showed me how to box with that jab and everything. So I've had a long time, like over 30 years with Larry.
Have we ever seen that jab before in the heavyweight division? Now, later, ever?
You're 100% right about that, and I think the thing about the jab is that goes for every fighter. I don't think it's just a heavyweight division. I've not really seen anybody that's standing out with it, but it starts everything. And it ends everything if you want it to be, but the jab is everything, man. It's how you change the angles. If you want to change the angles on somebody, you got to use the jab. Southpaw, no. A lot of guys say with southpaw, you don't have to go lead right hands and left hooks. Okay, well, that's fine, no, but how do you get that angle? To get that angle, you got to shoot that jab, man. Even if they're jabbing, or the lead hand and then in the face, but you got to jab.
So speaking of the heavyweight division, we got the heavyweight champion, WBC heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury, fighting a UFC fighter. Your thoughts on that?
I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest with you. He's gonna, his legacy is so special right now, and I don't know why he didn't take the fight with Usyk. That's a fight that I would love to have seen, but now, I don't know. Usyk's going a different direction, and Tyson Fury, and they're talking about this, Anderson guy? And I don't think he's ready for anybody. The new American fighter, I think he'd be ready in about 2 years for any of the big boys.
So do you think Fury should be stripped?
I don't know about stripped, but I mean, if he's putting it on the shelf, then probably, yeah. Probably.
So you talked about Anderson, Jared Anderson.
Jared, that's right.
How do you view him?
Well, I think he's as an individual, as a person, I think he's brilliant. I think he's a great young man. He's got his head and his shoulders. He's got his dog with him. I love that, and he's real passionate. But I don't like when a fighter talks about retiring when he's only 23 years old, and I don't like when a fighter is already kind of setting it up. He's like, I'm doing it for this and that and the other. In his last fight, he looked, he didn't look ready. He's not ready. He's, in my opinion, 2 years away from any of the big cats. He almost got banged out in the last round, and I think, the Charles guy kind of, held back a little bit there. I don't know. But, he's just not ready right now. It's just my opinion.
Speaking of big cats, Spence-Crawford. Big fight, pound for pound best in the sport. It's the ultimate 50-50 fight. How do you see it?
Man, it's a brilliant fight. I think Crawford is going to try to outwork him. Spence, the way he uses that jab, he's one of the fighters. Spence, like an old school fighter, he keeps it simple. The most important punches in boxing is the jab, the right, and the left hook. 1, 2, 3, the most important punches. And he uses those very well. So all the other stuff, you got Crawford, he's going to look for the angles, get around him. It's going to be a great fight, but I got to go with my boy Spence.
So you're going with Spence?
Yes, sir.
Decision?
Decision.
Last time we talked, Tank Ryan, you had Ryan Garcia winning that fight. Do you think it was a body shot, crippling body shot. Do you think he quit?
Yes, I think he quit. I think a fight of that magnitude and the kind of money they were making, my God, I was making like $100 a round, and I'd fight till my ear comes off, you know what I'm saying? So, I think he quit, and I think his maturity, he just wasn't there. He was loading up, he was scared, and it looked like he wasn't boxing. He should have kept him on the end of his jab. He should have kept his hands up, moved around, and found his distance and his range and whatnot, his timing on Tank, and took his time. But he came out and he looked like he was just, when a fighter comes out and he's going heavy, you look at that. To me, he's nervous, and he was swinging for the fences and overcommitting on his punches, and he got caught. But he definitely is going back to the basics now with his new trainer, and he's going back to the old school fundamentals with the hands up. And you look it up, or you can see him on YouTube and whatnot doing his thing, but it's just real basic, but it's effective.
So you look at the 135-pound division, Devin Haney, You know, Devin Haney.
Teofimo Lopez. There's a kid right there that really, like, he's special. I mean, there we are all talking about him after, you know, we lost that fight, you know, we changed trainers and all that stuff and whatnot. But, you know, he's a special. There's only one Teofimo Lopez, you know. The way he came back, he had so much on his back, the haters, and even all the pundits, all the press were on him, you know, the people calling the fight, just everybody was on his case, and he came through, man, he came through, he didn't just come through, he looked amazing. I mean, you know, Josh Taylor's no slouch, you know, he's a great fighter, and you made him look average, you know.
He did.
So, I mean, with Haney and Teofimo Lopez, you know, man, you know, you can't count Teofimo Lopez out, honestly. I think they would definitely be Devin Haney's toughest fight.
So, what do you got going on? I know you've done some acting, obviously you were in Creed.
A couple of stunt stuff in the back, you know, just doing some stunt gigs, you know, coordination, teaching boxing, you know, some TV shows and whatnot, like, you know, they want to, you know, got a guy throwing a punch and whatnot, and I'll go in and coordinate that. So, you know, just living life, staying positive. It's always an honor to be at Larry Holmes event. You know, staying humble and positive, and you know, glory to God. And without God, you know, I wouldn't be here right now. So I'm just thankful and just happy every day, brother.
So you got a YouTube channel. Where can fans?
It's coming on. But I just started it when I started talking to you, and I'm up to like about 4,000 subscribers. And like 2 million views on my channel. It's just going off the chain. So Dean Williams, the Welsh Road Warrior, I put a lot of stuff on there about boxing, clips of different fighters and different trainers, and I just break it down in my 43 years of world-class experience. I've been, you know, training with Larry for years and whatnot, and sparring partner with Tommy Hearns and Tim Witherspoon, Aaron Superman Davis, some of the best ever. You know, so I just translate that knowledge now into little clips and just giving people insight, you know, about boxing.